Kiki. You want to say hi? Are you happy you're purring with your daddy? She loves Casey. Me, I'm like last.
She's competition.
Resort. Yeah, I am. Do you want to tell everyone welcome back for another episode? Yeah. Welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of the podcast.
With the meows?
With the meows. We're still pre-recording, as you guys heard.
Those devilish eyes.
Last week, we are doing a lot right now. So we're pre-recording some episodes to kind of give us some time to adjust to things. A lot is fixing to be changing. We said that last season, and now it's really, really, really happening. So yeah. Tonight, the same night that we recorded the last one, I'm going to talk about the Reed House in Chattanooga. Are you sleeping? She's so tired, Papa. We're going to talk about the Reed House in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Have you ever heard about the Reed House?
No, heard about the Right House.
Anyways, Kiki.
She's checking it out.
Kiki.
She
Honey,
doesn't want to be on the
come
camera
here.
too.
Come over here. Come over here. Go to Papa. She said, Papa, come
on.
She loved him. Anyways, so I have heard of the Reed House. I never knew the history. We actually did a couple episodes on. Oh my God! Hi. Anyways, we actually did a couple of episodes with my friend Megan, which I'll link her Dark Chattanooga episode above, where she kind of went into the history of Chattanooga, the dark history of Chattanooga, and she mentioned the Reed House, and of course it's been on Ghost Hunters, it's been on Ghost Adventures, it's been on, if there's a ghost show, it's pretty much been on there. Like,
how come we haven't been on there?
Because
they didn't invite us.
They didn't invite us. But once I started looking into it, the history is pretty interesting. It's a long history. And I do know a couple people that have stayed there and they've had some experiences. And I would love for us to go and stay the night. I have Kiki hair.
Yeah, that's what kept happening to me. That's why I really didn't talk last night.
But, yeah. So, I guess this episode, we're going to talk about the Reed House in Chattanooga. Are you ready? You ready? Yeah. Oh, wow. He's that bird again off TikTok. Where he's like, what do? And his eyes like dilate.
I like the red one who's like...
Where he's like, wow, I can't do that noise. Anyways, no. You're not doing that to me on the podcast. We're not doing that. No. So, stop. We're like lack of sleep, stress. We're just...
Well, we have stress. There's not a lack of stress.
No, but we're just like surviving. So if we're goofy and random, just deal with it for now, okay? We promise. We're sorry.
Yeah, deal with it.
Anyways, so before the Reed House was the Reed House,
yes,
it was the Crutchfield Inn in Chattanooga. So, during the mid-1800s, they constructed an inn across the street from a new railway station. That is so hard to say.
Rail racing station. It's just trains down there drag racing 24/7. It's real hard for them to get turned around, but by God, they're down there.
Freaking, what's his name?
Paul Revere.
Go see America the Motion Picture if you haven't, and you'll understand. But not
if you're easily offended.
Yeah, I will say if you're, it's...
Best 4th of July movie ever created.
Anyways, it's very adult comedy. So I'm just going to kind of read what I wrote on this and the research that I've gathered. And then we'll do what we always do. We'll kind of talk about it and all that good stuff. So here we go. While an interest in railroads had spiked in early Tennessee around the year 1827, a train station did not hit Chattanooga until the late 1840s. Georgia's Western and Atlantic Railway, already aimed for the Tennessee River, was a train station in Chattanooga meant not only to increase traffic but also increase revenue due to imports and exports. By 1850, Chattanooga found itself in the midst of an industrial revolution. The Nashville and Chattanooga Railroad, the N&C Railroad, launched in Chattanooga in 1854. Other branches were then tacked out in the following years. Chattanooga's Crutchfield family saw opportunity for financial success, and they quite literally grabbed it by the horns. They decided to build a hotel directly across from the new railway. And considering, railways at this time were the main source of business, imports, and travel, the Crutchfield house prospered. Like, they were bringing in so much money, and they were very wealthy, I should say. There was actually some family drama that I found right before the Civil War, whenever the Civil War was first breaking out, between a very famous person who was for the Confederacy and two brothers. One was actually for the Northern Territories, but it was kind of secret because his family was Southern, and him and this individual almost got in a gunfight.
What was the famous one?
It was, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't put it in here. Hold on, let me find it, because it was it wasn't Andrew Jackson. Who was it? Oh my gosh, give me just a minute and I'll find it, because it kind of blew my mind. Where's the history? Here it is. Nope. Thank you guys. You guys are... Is this it? Yes. Let me go down right in here. Jefferson Davis. So, Jefferson... Guys. Jefferson Davis. So, the other brother had to pull him away from Jefferson Davis because he was straight up gonna gunfight him. And his brother was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And it caused an argument between them. So I thought that was very interesting to note, because it's just a sign of the times back then. So during that time, the Crutchfield house was sold just before the Civil War officially broke out. So after they had that spat, things kind of got weird in the family, and they ended up selling the Crutchfield house. So the hotel's new owners did not financially prosper. Kiki. And during the Civil War itself, the property was converted into a makeshift hospital for Union forces in 1863. Which I thought was interesting that it held Union troops. For the length of the war between the states, the old Crutchfield house served only Union troops. A lot of the speculated hauntings were believed to be from this era. Because, of course, there was a lot of death. Because medicine was not as far along as it is today. Unfortunately, the inn did catch fire and was burned to the ground in 1867. The owners chose not to rebuild, and the property then passed to someone else. In 1871, the city of Chattanooga was finally recovering from losses that it had felt during the Civil War, and it was during the same period that Dr. John T. Reed decided to kind of build and make something of what was once the old Crutchfield house. They officially opened on New Year's Day in 1872, and the hotel was a staple of luxury in the area. I actually found some pictures of what it looked like on that website, because it was one of the websites that I kind of pulled from for this, and it's beautiful on the inside. Like, during 1872, like, you know how you picture the Titanic and it's just marble and like all of these imported beautiful things? That's what this was. Like, they were determined to make this something special that people would spend a lot of money to stay in. However, in 1875, just a few years after the grand opening, the Reed House flooded during the Great Flood of Chattanooga, because that dam that they had built did not work.
Damn.
I know you were waiting. I was going to let you. The Nashville Union and American reported on the 2nd of March that, quote, the water is 2 feet deep in the post office and on parts of Market Street 4 feet run deep. A strong current is currently going through the Reed House, which was the hotel. By 1926, the hotel was in desperate need of restoration and refurbishing. Instead of going through the hassle of remodel, 2 architects from the design firm Holabird and Roach, I'm saying Roach, that looks like Roach to me, I'm saying it, opted to, right here, or Roche, but I'm going to say Roach, opted to have the Reed House Hotel demolished.
Pretty sure that's Olabird.
Oh, yes. You're probably right. The final construction was a 10-floor Georgian-style hotel that paid homage to its predecessor. The architects did their best to incorporate some of the decor from the first Reed House Hotel. So, like, things that they could salvage, they did, and used it in this new remodel to try to keep the allure, I guess I should say. As the contractors were remodeling the Silver Ballroom on the 2nd floor, they came across a pair of sconces. They almost threw them away because they were tarnished, but one of the hotel's original workers, he worked at the front, he convinced them to keep them and just polish them. And they polished them, and they were made of pure silver. So they almost just threw them away. But now you can see them at the hotel. They're still there, which I thought was cool. As for ghosts, you are more than likely to find them on the 3rd floor. That's where a lot of the claims come from. A lot of the claims are standard, like, ghost activity. Cold breezes, shadow figures out of the corner of their eyes, strange noises, like in the dead of night when, like, there shouldn't be any big strange noises. Some have seen ghostly soldiers roaming the halls on the hotel's 4th floor. A lot of people think they're residual hauntings from the Civil War, from when it was a hospital.
I have questions then.
Yes, I know exactly where you're going with that.
Okay.
More specific, and I want to stay in this room, 311. Everyone remember 311. Because after this break, I'm going to tell you about 311. Because there's a couple of theories that have gone on, and I want to stay in that room. So we'll be right back. Alright, well, we're back. Yes, Taz, what are you doing? Flopping around. Oh my god. Don't get him started. Oh, he wants petted so bad. He's like, eat. So, room 311, right? That's where we left off. Okay. I'm pretty sure that I had a friend that stayed in this room and they heard things, but they didn't say, like, what things. So, but anyways. So, Kiki, stop. Anyways.
Watching the camera go.
We're great pet parents, I promise. We're just trying to get this done so we can go put the second coat in the living room and call it a night. So in 2004, the Tennessean reported that guests staying at the Reed House Hotel swear to have felt her presence Some say they have seen her. Those who have stayed in room 311 have reported the desk in late hours of the night. They've reported to the desk in the late hours of the night complaining of strange feelings in the room and claim they cannot fall asleep.
I've got questions about that too.
Yeah. None other, like, who, people are like, who is this person? Like, who is she? Because it's been mostly soldiers and, things from a different time period. They call her Annalisa Netherly. She is said to be a spirit who haunts the Reed House's room 311. According to local lore, her lover first brought her to the hotel sometime in the 1920s, while she was still alive, of course. He didn't just load her ghost up and was like, bye, babe. Some believe that Annalisa was a prostitute, and she quickly took up with another man, sometimes even parading her new love in front of her old suitor.
Is that a thing that prostitutes do?
I mean, it's a thing that people do if you want to make someone jealous, Because, back then, I could be wrong, but from what I understand, back then, it was kind of like they would sponsor that prostitute. So they would pay her lump sums of money for them to kind of show up whenever and do their thing and buy her things. Do you know what I mean?
I'd sleep. The only thing that I pictured was her in a NASCAR jacket with all of her sponsors.
She could, she very well could be.
Sponsored by DuPont.
So the staff, they went to attend Annalisa's room, and they found her dead in the bathtub, and her throat was slashed open. And it was so bad her head was nearly severed from her body.
Self-inflicted.
Jealousy or perhaps revenge, someone thought, was maybe the root of that issue. Okay. Oh my God. Anyways, there are people who don't believe this gruesome story and instead believe that Annalisa and her gentleman suitors set themselves up at the Reed House Hotel for a time they were happy, until it was her suitor who turned to other women to abandon her. In this version of the tale, Annalisa Netherly died of a broken heart in room 311. Either way, there's a woman who died in room 311. Of course, tales get spun up and passed down and changed, and some people do those kind of things to get business, whatever. Uncomfortable sensations of being watched are most commonly reported in 311, in addition to loud noises that wake guests throughout the night. But to me, it's an old hotel. Walls are probably a little thin. I would have to go and stay for myself, you know what I mean, and try to disprove what these people are feeling. Another Chattanoogan urban legend also attached to room 311 is one that included the famous gangster Al Capone. He stayed in this haunted room during his federal trial, and as the story goes, Capone never mentioned having a run-in with the Reed House's resident spirit, but security bars were placed on the windows of room 311 to ensure that he could not escape the feds. Those security bars no longer exist. They were removed during the renovations in 2004. So that's an interesting little thing. I mean, no one says that he haunts it, but, So, there's a couple things. I definitely think that it could have activity, because that space has went through so much. I mean, it went through, the collapse of a business. It went through a fire. It was rebuilt. It went through a flood. It was refurbished. There's a Civil War hospital. There's a lot of documented history there, and sometimes, energy can hold on to a place like that. However, if there are Civil War ghosts haunting the current Reed House,
why would they only be on that floor, unless that floor lined up perfectly?
Yes. So to me, was it a exact reconstruction, floor plan wise?
Doubtful.
But you know what I'm saying? And in residual hauntings, you have things like in a home. Well, yeah, the spirit walks into the wall at 3 p.m. on Sunday. You know what I mean? But at one point in time, come here, honey. But at one point in time, there wasn't a wall there. You know what I mean? So I do very much think that residual energy could be there. But are they walking through walls and shit? Or is it like... I'm sorry. Or is it... You know what I mean? Are they intelligent? Is there any intelligence to them? No one talks about any intelligence happening. Are you happy right now? Can you get somewhere and just...
My next question. I have never stayed in a hotel. And was just like... And I've stayed in plenty of hotels where I can't sleep. But I've never sat there and was like, man, I can't sleep. Man, front desk, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Or, hey guys, I feel a little weird up here.
Like it's creepy.
This room feels weird.
Yeah, like I
don't know. Like if you're that person who's calling the front desk and asking that, or if you work at a front desk and people call you often and ask you that, please let me know. I have more questions.
I could understand when some claims, I haven't read any claims about the Reed House of like door handles jiggling at odd hours of the night, or my shower keeps turning on, or my TV keeps, you know what I mean? I could see calling the front desk for that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call the front desk for I can't sleep. It's probably insomnia. Or, like I said earlier, I keep hearing things. You're in a really old historic hotel. Like, that was kind of just the thing back then. You know? So, Taz, your tail. Stop. But,
crazy.
But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I definitely believe that there's some type of activity there. And it's the same thing with Annalise, or Annalicia. It was spelled really weird.
I think it's just Annalisa.
But it's the same thing with her.
Was there any physical proof that she was a person who existed?
I tried looking it up, and I got like really mixed mumble jumbled things, and that's why I really like to go there and see if they have anything on it, because they do ghost tours in Chattanooga and stuff. So maybe they have something at the Reed House on ghosts because they know that it's haunted. It's been on like paranormal TV shows. Maybe they, maybe.
But do you trust them not to just play into the religion itself?
No, I don't.
I trust no one.
Taz, honey, I love you so much.
If he fits, he sits.
He likes to bury himself in my hair. Like, oh my God, Taz, what are we doing? Okay, this is fine. This is great. I'm sure you guys can hear me so well. So yeah, like, I definitely think that the Reed House could be haunted, because I know people that have went there and they've like heard things and experienced things. But do I think all of the claims that people make about the Reed House are true? No. However, I can't say anything until, like, I go there and do an investigation for myself. He's literally just purring in my ear.
He's peering at me with one eye while half his face is covered. He looks like he's about to use some ninjutsu on me.
He's so cute. But, yeah. So that's kind of my thought on it. All I hear is him purring. Oh,
hi, Taz.
Hi,
Taz.
Are you gonna... Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So, like, what is that kind of your thoughts, too, though? Is that, like, your consensus? I mean, yeah, I
would like to go and stay in this room 311.
Yeah, and I would love to just, like, check out the hotel at night. Oh, my God, Taz. No, Taz... Get him down. Taz, you have to get down. Taz. Get down. So...
he landed right in front of the water. Now he's just angrily staring at it.
He's so mad. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on the Reed House. Definitely, if you're in Chattanooga, visit. If you stayed at the Reed House, let us know if you had any experiences or if you caught any evidence. If you stayed in a room other than 311 and had something cool happen, let us know. I think it would be really cool for us to do like a weekend getaway down there. Because soon we'll be closer to Chattanooga.
I mean, I didn't know the place existed, so...
So, I think it'll be really fun. I knew it existed, and then when Megan came on the podcast and talked about it briefly in her dark Chattanooga history, it kind of was like, oh yeah, that does exist. I kind of forgot. So I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and kind of give my opinions, and yeah.
And soon those silver sconces shall be ours.
Reed House, if you're watching this, we're not going to steal your sconces.
I don't have the mustache. I'm sorry.
You don't. Oh no.
That's awful. Look like I'm about to go fight Sonic.
You know what? I was just gonna let you go with that. Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Did you enjoy this episode? It was interesting.
It was. I still have questions. I'm gonna go stay in room 311, and I'm gonna call the front desk in the middle of the night and tell them I can't sleep.
See what they do. See if they bring you some melatonin or something. Or they bring you that both. What is it?
Cookies.
Narrated by Samuel L. Jackson, the Go the Fuck to Sleep. They just bring it up to their room with some melatonin. They're like, here, God.
They show up and they're like, so like, you want to cuddle or something?
Oh my God. But yeah, I thought it would be really neat. I wanted to cut our first two episodes.
In lieu of prostitutes, bring hotel staff.
Oh my God. I kind of wanted our first couple episodes to be on Tennessee because we live here, we're from here. And Tennessee has actually a lot of really interesting ghost stories and like cryptid stuff that we're going to get into later on.
Tennessee has a lot of interesting ghosts.
Tennessee has a lot of interesting things in general, but we do have a lot of history as far as Appalachia and paranormal, folklore, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but thank you guys for tuning in on this episode. We're gonna go finish painting. Thank you for putting up with us during this time. I know we're very scatterbrained and it's kind of difficult.
Speak for yourself. I've never been more on point in my life.
Okay. But yeah, so if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, check us out on Anchor. We're still trying to get to our goal of 50 listeners. And again, if you have been to the Reed House or know someone who has, comment down below. If you have an idea for an episode for us, let us know. I am open to talking about all things. Honestly, as far, paranormal goes, whether it be cryptids, aliens, Kraliens, conspiracy theories, ghosts.
I love conspiracy theories.
I love debunking things. So, but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye. You don't have to... Oh, hold on. Ready?
Do it.